I'm Susan, and this is Valerie, and we're here at the Stowe Weekend of Hope, the 10th annual Stowe Weekend of Hope. And we've both worked on the Stowe Weekend of Hope for the last 10 years together, and Valerie is leaving. She's not going to work with us anymore, but we wanted to talk a little bit about our last 10 years on this project. And so talk.
Well, the Stowe Weekend of Hope it morphed out of another program that we had done prior to this, and 10 years ago connected with the medical community to make it the Stowe Weekend of Hope, which really dealt with giving back to people with cancer and inviting people to come to this gorgeous area of Stowe, Vermont, and have them come to a healthy environment from the cities, from wherever, from Vermont, from any of the other New England states, from anywhere around the country, to experience this serenity in the mountains and to be able to get some oncology, medical knowledge and experience and have access to some doctors for free. And it doesn't just deal, I think one of the things that we really tried to do was not to make it a medical conference, but I think one of the things that we tried to do was make it for all cancers, because all cancers have there's some things that are unique to all cancers. There's a level of feeling, of fear, of family, of what am I going to do next? There's all sorts of things. When somebody says to you, you have cancer, there's a range of emotions and things that go through your mind. And that's across the board. It's universal for all cancers. And then above that, there's particular cancers, the breast or the ovarian or the prostate or whatever. And those get specific. And so I think what we've been able to build over the last 10 years is a lot of this, a lot of dealing with yourself, caring for the caregivers. What else do we have that's along those lines?
Well, just the Reiki and the massage and a lot of relaxation techniques over the course of this weekend. Actually, we had hypnosis and different, we said yoga. Mm-hmm. So just different things for people to work on themselves.
For people to work on themselves, and for caregivers who are equally as important in the whole scenario. It's just as cancer doesn't happen to one person; it happens to an entire family, as you well know. So taking care of everybody is really critical, really critically important. And then on top of that, we build in some discussions for each of the different cancers. For instance, last night at the desserts, which one did you facilitate?
Ovarian.
And I usually facilitate the metastatic cancer dessert. And that's where we get people that are that have the same cancer, or caregivers who are dealing with somebody with the same cancer, get together to talk about their very specific issues at this level, sort of away from the universal level to the specific level. And those are always such great discussions because there are some very specific questions that they have, and we always have the docs there giving these discussions, and so they have some very specific questions, and they feel like they're interacting, and it's almost like getting a second opinion. I heard a lot of that last night.
Right.
People getting a second opinion because they have their docs, they have their oncologists, and they're concerned about something, or they've asked a question they didn't really understand it. And last night I heard a lot of people getting a second opinion from the doc who was speaking, and it was, what an opportunity for them to do that.
Yeah, the thing I heard today, someone came up to me and said, I expected to get a lot out of the sessions and to really just take notes and learn a lot of things. And what happened was exactly something I didn't expect. Was I got the most out of everything else that you had here. So she was thinking just about the sessions, when then she realized that she was making friends, having fun, and she went to yoga this morning, and she has just talked to so many new people, and the sessions actually became secondary to her. So we kind of talked a little bit about how everybody takes their own unique experience out of it, that not everyone is going to come here and leave with the same thing. And the expectations are what are actually kind of impossible to have when you come here, because there's so much, and you're just going to take something. Everybody's going to take something a little bit different. I see a lot of groups coming, a lot of support groups coming and staying in the same house, staying in the same hotel, condos. We've got a ovarian support group of 30 women. We have a group that came on the bus from Boston General. There's 48 of them, I think. 38 of them, 48 of them, and just traveling together and spending all their time together. So they're getting a chance to be, they just want to be with their group and connect with each other more. There's one support group here that never met. There were a telephone
you're kidding.
support group.
Oh, that's awesome.
Internet. They had never met, and they came here and met for the first time. So it was really,
that is so cool.
Really cool. So there's a lot of really different things happening, offshoots of the weekend, that things are going on that, I don't think we even have heard everything that's going on.
I'm sure we haven't.
This year we have 42 different cancers. That kind of stunned me when I looked up that stat yesterday, getting ready for the opening, and that's the different kinds of cancers actually every year that I've had to look for that stat for someone.
Right, and there's so many different cancers that we didn't know about.
Oh, I read the list.
Yeah.
So I was amazed, and there's a lot of singular out there. When I was looking down the list, there's a lot of people. They're the only one here with that. Only one.
Right.
And one of them happened to be our keynote speaker, Carrie Host, has carcinoid tumor, and it's very rare. And I got an email from somebody last week who said, I have a carcinoid tumor, and I've never met anyone with it.
Oh, my.
She had never met anyone. Yeah. And so I said, let me email Carrie and see if I can hook you guys up. And so I emailed Carrie. I said, could you please get in touch with this lady? And she did. So this poor woman, amazing. I felt horrible when I got that email. I just sat there stunned. She doesn't know anyone else who's going through what she's going through.
That's amazing.
So I think that, there's a lot of little stories like that, a lot of things that come out of this weekend that I think we don't even know.
Yeah. I think one of the ones that I heard a few years ago, you'll remember this, there was a young woman, she was in her 30s, and she had just been diagnosed, and they were talking about a double mastectomy. And she came to the Stowe Weekend of Hope, and she was talking with people about, this is what I've been diagnosed with, this is what the recommended surgery is, and I'm in my 30s, I'm just not sure that that's what I want to do. And I can remember her because she was sitting at a lunch at a breast discussion. It was a few years ago, and the other women at the table were saying, "Well, you know what? I'm in this type of therapy, and I'm in this type of therapy. Have you asked Doc about this? Have you asked Doc about that?" And I can't remember. She came back the next year if we just heard from her in a letter, and she said she didn't have the double mastectomy. She had asked her doc about these different types of procedures, and she'd chosen those. And they worked.
Oh, wow.
And she didn't have the cancer anymore. And she didn't have to do the double mastectomy. And I thought, oh, my God. Talk about networking and being able to talk with people who are going through the same thing. And the knowledge that people are gaining here is just amazing.
Yeah. This year there's somebody here from Hawaii. I don't remember speaking with her, and I don't know if she was at the opening, but that was pretty cool.
From Hawaii.
Have somebody come that far. And we've had people from... Last year we had that lady with the crown.
Tiara.
She had the tiara. She let me wear it for a few minutes. And she was from an island.
The Caribbean. She was from the Caribbean. Yeah.
She was beautiful. She was like
Queen
Mrs. America or something.
Yeah, something like that.
She had she didn't let me wear her sash, but she did let me wear her tiara.
You got the tiara.
It was nice. So the people we've met, people I've met over the 10 years, I'm still in touch with a lot of them. And a lot of them become dear friends.
Right.
And my cousin was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in December of 2008. And I reached out to the people I knew from the Weekend of Hope with ovarian cancer because they were a resource for me. Right. We didn't know where to start. And they gave us so much support. They called her, they emailed her, they talked to me, hours and hours on the phone. And one of them, Anne, she actually set up an appointment at Dana-Farber for us. And we stayed with Anne in Boston at her house. And went to the Dana-Farber doctor who actually was speaking here today. So it's opened up, resources. Everybody knows. I mean, we all know that you can't get away from it. It touches everybody, every family in some way. And to have these connections with people and to be able to reach out is amazing.
Right. And so another 10 years to go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.